As you see that forecast and the threat of another storm approaches, people who were hit by the last tornado right now are pretty fearful because they're hard at work right now trying to clear up the damage.
And a big job it is. Jenny Runovich is live in Whiteland tonight, where there's a real sense of urgency to kind of pull things back together. Jenny, what are you seeing?
Yeah, for sure there is urgency. We're talking about time ticking. It's a race against the clock here in Whiteland to clear all of this debris. Here's why. Just imagine in high winds, those tools, that debris, pieces of wood, sharp metal, insulation, wheels, all this stuff you're seeing that came down the first time. Imagine that in high winds. It could be very dangerous. It's why what you see going down there is happening, and that's heavy equipment being brought in to try and clear all of it out. Families and volunteers today have been in overdrive. Volunteers, hundreds of them, in fact, with churches, with the school district, have been out in impacted neighborhoods today. They are piling up down trees, clearing away debris, salvaging anything else they can for families from inside their homes, and then putting tarps up on those roofs to try and keep out water damage too. Strong winds with the upcoming weather aren't the only concern. Rain could cause mold in those homes, but really it's that threat of another tornado or really strong winds that has people worried. Again, time ticking to get every home secure.
We was trying to get all this done before the next one hits, because when it hits, all this debris could be going anywhere.
Many of these buildings are still unstable, and when you start applying high winds and rain to these types of situations, now we have debris flying around, structures can continue to collapse. And so our plan is if we see that severe weather moving in, then we'll evacuate those areas where people are working to make sure everybody's safe.
That's why they evacuated the neighborhood.
Yeah, so evacuations here possible if there is severe weather. And again, it's because all of this stuff could really be dangerous, the volunteers and for the families. And it's why they've decided, you know what, no more volunteer work tomorrow. The town of Whiteland announcing that on Wednesday, it'll be a day off just because of that severe weather. Also, first responders are recommending, you know what, have a plan for your family tomorrow, especially for folks who were displaced, maybe a family member, a friend whose house wasn't damaged, perhaps Greenwood Middle School, which is still operating as a shelter. But important words for anyone to have that plan. Of course, we hope we don't have to deal with something like this again, but always best to be prepared. And
that's a really good tip. And Jenny, yesterday, the people in that neighborhood were telling us, I just never thought it would be me, and I think that's what everyone thinks as these storms
right.
come through. All right, Jenny Runovich reporting live for us
sure.
tonight in Whiteland in Johnson County. Thank you.
And the town of Swayze, just north of us, was also hit hard by an EF2 tornado Friday night. Volunteers have been helping to clear debris all weekend. Karen Campbell joins us live from Swayze, which is in Grant County. And Karen, neighbors there are also concerned about more storms on the way.
Yeah, Felicia, that's right. I mean, we are here in the hardest hit area, which is East Mark Street, and this tornado came through with winds of more than 100 miles per hour. You can see what the winds did to this particular home. This tree landed on top of this home with a mom and her daughter inside. And take a look at this piece of wood. This is how severe this tornado was, and neighbors don't want this to happen again with this storm, expected storm that's approaching. So crews have been out here all this weekend, all day today, just trying to clear as much debris away as they can.
Trailer next to it, the only thing that kept it upright was the fact that there was a porch on the other side of it.
Swayze, Indiana Volunteer Fire Chief Tyler Bundrick.
This house here took a mud bath.
Walking us through town, showing us the damage caused by an EF2 tornado that touched down Friday night.
We could see some, but not until sun rose on Saturday morning. We weren't able to see fully what we were dealing with.
This home lifted from its foundation. Thankfully, the woman and her daughter inside, safe. A nearby elementary school's roof nearly ripped off, the water damage inside forcing the school to close. Volunteers coming from far and wide to help. Linemen working to replace power and cable to homes. Cutting trees and removing debris. But with another storm brewing,
residents are concerned about what's left of their homes and their stuff being sitting here and that coming through.
Deputy Chief Mike Armstrong says the town will be ready.
For us, the first steps are to make sure that we preserve what's left of their personal life, and that we protect the town for what's coming.
And what is expected to be another harsh round of storms for the small town of Swayze. And ironically, neighbors here tell me that the last time a tornado came through here and caused widespread damage was on the date of April 2nd, nearly 50 years ago. Felicia.
Yes, a very intense storm. Karen, thank you. The cleanup continues there.
The cleanup also continues tonight out west of downtown in Sullivan County along the Indiana-Illinois border. That's where a tornado tore through last Friday night.
The mayor says residents will need financial contributions because of all this damage. And Scott's been monitoring a news conference that wrapped up in Sullivan about 30 minutes ago. What'd you find out, Scott?
Yeah, city leaders talking about how to bring in more money for all these people. Sullivan, as you remember, got hit with that powerful EF3. Peak winds that night of 155 miles per hour slamming into the community Friday night. We've been showing you this extensive damage in this part of our state, and today Senator Mike Braun, Congressman Larry Bouchon, and Sullivan Mayor Clint Lamb toured the wreckage and then talked about what they saw today.
When you come and you see the destruction, a couple things stood out to me. Almost 200 home structures impacted, and people mostly within it, and somehow were able to get through it without getting seriously injured.
I mean, I stood on a street corner and talked to a family as they watched an inloader bulldozer getting rid of the remains of their house, and they were emotional. I was emotional. It's about people, and it's about helping people.
But you got to keep telling your story. You got to keep telling your story. You got to get it out there, because we need as many resources. Well, things are getting good, and I'd love to stand up here and be the forever optimist and tell you things are great and they're getting better. But I can't emphasize it enough. We still need help.
So late today, the governor announced there's going to be a one-stop location for residents in Sullivan to get help. That will be at the new Sullivan City Hall. It's going to be open Thursday and Friday from 9 to 7. We'll put that information on WTHR.com.
All right, Scott, thanks so much. Well, we know when you hear stories like that you, like Channel 13, cares and you want to help. So right now, the Red Cross is making it easy for you to donate online via text or with a call. Here's the contact information. If you want to make a $10 donation, text Red Cross to 90999. The money raised will support people impacted by the storms in Indiana and across the Midwest.